So how's everybody doing? This is Salam Alaikum. This is Clifton Raheem Bradley from Shaymar Media Productions. I am in Chicago. I'm in Chicago right now. And Salam Alaikum to everybody. You're looking at the Underground Railroad television show and internet show. And we say hi to the people in the United States, Canada, Central America, Mexico, Brazil, Europe, Asia, Africa, and in Australia and Alaska. You're looking at the background. What this is I'm doing this show to talk about what is going on in the news in the United States in Chicago right now. That is what we're doing. And I want to send a special thank you out to everybody. I am sending my gratitude out to individuals that did send in donations to help in the endeavor to disseminate, get out information to the people that you probably might not get on some of this news you may not get on mainstream television stations like Fox Television, CNN, ABC, and MSNBC, and let me move out their way, and CBS. So what happened is these people, the announcers, they are talking, they're doing their job by giving the information to the people. They're doing it. But I think after reading the information, they are not able to give their personal opinions about particular subject matters and incidents that happen happen globally or locally. They're just not able to. So I am someone that is what you would think is sort of filling the gaps. I'm sort of filling the gaps, and I'm making my adjustments right here while I'm talking to you. And this is about the news. What is going on right now in the United States of America? You have people talking about Donald Trump. And there was an insurrection that took place where he sort of urged people it was almost a coup, but not a military coup. So what happened is he lost the election, but Donald Trump claimed that he won the election. Okay, which is just beyond me. But if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, all I'm saying is what's in the news. Donald Trump said that he won, and that the election was taken away from him. And what happened is his supporters, he sort of urged them to go to Washington, D.C., and I think they got into Congress, they got in Pelosi's office, and our congressman in the United States of America. And I believe that some security got hurt. And from what I understand by sitting down and reading, I think that they would have liked to overthrown the government. It's a possibility they would have liked to overthrow the government because they did not like the outcome of the election with Donald Trump losing. They didn't like it. It's something they didn't like. And it's something. See, thing is when you are in a election and and you are declared the loser of the election, there's supposed to be a smooth transition of power. Meaning, if I run against anybody run for office against anybody that's running for, I'm talking about this, listening to this, to see this broadcast, and I lose. You know what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to graciously say, you know what, I lost. The people have spoken, and you know what, I'm gonna step down. I'm going to do what's right. But Donald Trump is really, I don't believe that he really wanted to do that, because according to the reports, while there were people that were marching and going inside of the chambers of Democrats and Republicans doing in the Congress, he idly sat by. And from what I read, he did not make an attempt to say, you know what, man, protesters, y'all need to go home. And that's what Nancy Pelosi is the Speaker of the House for the Congress right now. And that's what she's saying, and that's what President Joe Biden is saying. You know, so you know that there are things that are going on in the United States of America. And don't get me wrong, I think this is a great country. This is a great country. But there are some people that have done wrong in this country in the name of justice. You know what? I know somebody probably say, "How dare you say something about the United States of America?" Because I can say something about the United States of America, because you know I served in the military, and you know what? When you serve in the military, and you're a United States citizen, you have the right to say things. You know what? But I think Thomas Jefferson said something like, you know what? Probably the greatest person is people that protest against things that they see that are going wrong. And you know what? And what Donald Trump did, in my opinion, he was wrong. He was wrong. Now, there's some people that have made the statement. I don't know what your opinion is. Some people are making an opinion. I'm talking about in my neighborhood. They're saying that if those would have been people of color that stormed the White House, stormed the Congress like that, they wouldn't have made it that far. You know, that's unproven. But there's many people in the community that believe that. You know what? Some believe that Donald Trump, he should be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And that's something that's going to be examined, you know. But by saying that, I'm not saying that, you know what, the Democrats have not done things wrong. Democrats have done things wrong. You know what? And I'm a critic of things that Obama has did. I give you an example. I think what President Obama did in Libya by ousting Muammar Gaddafi, who wanted to unite Africa, and wanted them to have one currency. I think that was wrong. I think that it was wrong. That's my personal opinion. You may have a different opinion, but please put it in the chat room. If you think that I'm wrong, please, by all means. And go back to the Republican. That's like George Bush. You know what? I was listening to a radio station today, and I was telling him that I thought that it was wrong to invade Iraq because it was proven that there were no weapons of mass destruction whatsoever. I feel that. You know, that's my personal opinion. Okay, but there's people that are listening that probably have a different opinion about that, and I welcome your opinions. I welcome it. you know, because it makes for stimulating conversation. So there are things that are going on in the United States of America, and you know what? I want to share a video with you. If this apparatus works right, I want to share a video. And you know what? Let me set it up. What happened is I was out on the streets last night, and what happened is I don't know exactly totally what happened, but you know what? The importance of having your cell phone to pull out activities and to pull out and to watch activities that are going on to make sure that things are maintained right and not done wrong or bogusly, you know what, is a good thing. So I use Facebook Live because you know what, there was an incident going on where a young man was pulled to the side. But again, I didn't see the whole thing, but I had an eyewitness. So I was sort of a reporter. So you know what? I'm going to share it. I want to share that with y'all. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share that with y'all. And let's see if it lets me. I believe it will. And some people believe that these actions that are going on in the United States of America with the police, they believe that there are a group of people that are setting up a New World Order system. And I explain what New World Order is after this, okay? So I'm going to play that, okay? So let me let you hear this, okay? This is a 79th in Commercial. The red car got pulled over. Some lady said the police did some harm to the brother. So, yeah, brother, always. Hey, always. Police just say they got the bad guy. They got the red automobile. The lady said he was hostile to the person, but like I said, I can't substantiate that as the truth because I just came up. So, Chicago, the United States of America, eventually it ended up being a police state anyway. So here's the car right there pulling off. License plate CO 51961, Illinois. And we are at 79th in Commercial in Chicago. That's where we are. The sign right up there. Somebody that got a video, understand video technology, they'd be able to zoom in on this. So, see trouble, please pull out your camera. It may be the evidence that may save you. You know? So you don't mind me asking, what happened, brother? You don't mind being on this, do you?
Cut that corner, right there at the stop sign, and I guess they was trailing him about something. I keep the lot clean and everything and all that, but I don't know the situation about everything. But when they stopped the car, he jumped out the passenger side.
Yeah.
So evidently, it was something that I really don't know about what the situation was, but evidently, if they stopping you, making a stop, why would you get up out the passenger side and run if you wasn't guilty about something?
That's true. That's
so
true.
I don't understand it. I mean, I don't know if they was in the wrong or whatever, but the way it seemed to me, I just don't really know, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Some people scared of the police because of what happened to Laquan McDonald that got shot and he didn't have it. That's just an example.
You don't even have to tell me about all that.
Okay.
See, I had a sister killed in 80, a brother killed in 83, and all this and all that. And you don't have to look for trouble find you.
Yeah.
But yet now, if you doing what you need to do, why are you out here doing what you need not to be doing?
That's true.
And that's just bothering.
That's true. So you're on Facebook, and like I said, brother, thank you. I've been knowing this brother. You know me, and
Yeah, go ahead, stay around
and he's a good brother. He's 79 and commercial. And exchange 79th and exchange. Yeah, so to see the freedom of information, the citizen always correct. So
see, I keep the lot clean, and I see a lot of stuff, but everything I see is not right. Some of the things I see, it could be right, but some of the things I see is not right. But hey, who am I to say? I don't know what a person got themselves into, or whatever, or what they done did, or whatever, or who they running from, and all that. But you know that. So it's to the point. You gotta live life. You gotta want something out of life in order to live life. So it's like hell in a handbasket. That corona, that all this and all that and all that and all that. Well, hey, why is you out here doing something? Just like my mama told me, Chris, if you put your hand in that fire, you gonna get burned. What am I gonna do? Put my hand in the fire and get burned? That's what I'm gonna do.
well, eventually, brother, this gonna come to a police state anyway. That's controlled by the powerful that set the environment for actions like this. You agree or disagree? Yeah, so this is a Facebook Live, and you know what, people out here, you know what, when you see things going on, pull your phone out. You know what, that may be the very thing that may protect who they consider to be the perpetrator. I'll protect yourself.
Yeah, because I'm always, God got my back.
Yeah.
Look. See this emblem? You see that emblem? I carried around with me. I had a chain, but the chain broke. But I keep it in my dang on pocket. If I change my clothes or whatever, I always keep this right here. Praying hands. If you get a praying hand, you praying hands, ain't you?
Yeah.
So that's what I keep. I had a chain around my neck, but the chain broke. I keep it in my pocket. When I change my clothes,
But you put your creator first, and I like that in you. What's your name? You want to say your name now? Okay. And we in Chicago, and you know what, the climate in Chicago is changing, not for the good, for the worse. But that's by the powers that be that don't live no place in this, don't even live in this neighborhood. Hey, thank you, brother.
How's everybody doing? This is Clifford Raheem Bradley, President and CEO of Shema Media Productions in Chicago, Illinois. When you want a television show made, and you have an event that you want finished, you know what? Give us a telephone call, okay? And we also make PSAs for politicians, events, and marketing. If you want to increase your presence on the internet, Shema Media Productions can help you by using powerful search engines like Google, Yahoo, and all this, and it's on social media. So give us a telephone call. Thank you. So I want to thank everybody for looking at that video. What there was somebody in Chicago that like I said, I don't know how it transpired because I walked up on it, and you know what? But it is best to pull your camera out. I'm telling you. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you. If you see an incident that is going on, pull out your phone and use Facebook, use YouTube, and have this information transmitted. So if there's any wrongdoing taking place by the accuser are the accused, you can help out. Your footage just might save somebody. Your footage just might help somebody. And you know what? And that's important. That's important. You know, that's what I will say to you. That is important. You know, so you know that's what I would say. And these are the type of things that you need to do, you know, because what's going on in the United States of America, what's going on in Chicago right now is there are police that are stopping a whole lot of people. And you know what? I think that they want the climate to be so bad in Chicago, the way they say, you know what? Get the people frustrated, get the people upset by letting criminal activity go on as drug houses that have been operating for years in Chicago. There's prostitutes or ladies of the nights that have been walking down the same strip for years. And I think they want the people to say, become so frustrated, so angry, and throw their hands up and say, you know what? They can't do anything. You know what? Let's call in the National Guards. And we know that the National Guards are not trained to do policing. They're trained to break up riots and things. That's what I believe, that they are working to do something like that, because the thing is, it's at the point where the aldermen are the representative elected officials of the community. They realize that, you know what, the police are not doing their jobs effectively. So they say they're starting to call for bringing the National Guards in Chicago. Okay. And the thing is, you heard the media mention it, but you know what? That, I believe at some point, that is what's going to happen in Chicago. That's what's going to happen in Chicago. Because, like I said, there's criminal activity that is going on. And you know what? It's frustrating. It's frustrating to me. You know, say it's a trick. Oh, it's a trick. There ain't no doubt about it. Okay? It's a trick. But you know what? What they're doing is they're letting the chaos of the pot over ball to set the climate for the National Guards to come in. That is what they're doing. And like I say, they want to show is that, but when they bring the National Guards in to Chicago, New York, and California, I'm pretty sure those cities are like that too. The people are not going to be outraged. They're going to feel a sense of relief. It's a trick. Malcolm said, you've been had, you've been hoodwinked, you know, and that is what is getting ready at some point. That's going to go in, that's going to go on in Chicago, because there are people that are people that are working as you sleep to make a new world order system acceptable to the people, where there would be very little resistance. Okay. You know how? How could you be on a police force and know that a drug house has been operating for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. How in the HELL can you say little Johnny or Moesha or Jane, they know what a drug house is? They know. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that the police do not know where the drugs are in Chicago. Can't tell me that. Okay. You cannot tell me that the police do not know. Ladies of the streets have been walking the same stroll for years. Cannot tell me that. Okay? Can't tell me that. You can tell me that. But I'm not in compliance. I'm not in compliance to see. They, like I said, they want chaos. So it can be acceptable for the National Guards to come in. And I did state earlier, there are aldermen, state officials in Chicago that are calling for the National Guards. And when they call for the National Guards, that would instate martial law. And some of the people was, and you know what, laying the people, and I also blame some of the aldermen and the state representatives, because this hasn't just started happening. This has been going on for years. For years. But once they run for office, they talk about, oh man, I'm going to get rid of the crime. I'm going to have it go down. I'm going to create jobs. But you know what? But once they get in, there's a book called The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. If you could check that book out. Once they get in and see, when you're outside of the system, fighting to get in, you talk about how corrupt the political system is. But once you get in, you fight to leave it just the way it is. Why? See, why would you want to leave it just the way it is, and you was just on the outside talking about how bad the political system, agenda, the constable, was in the justice, the judges and all that. You're fighting to leave it like it is because you're a benefactor. Now you're receiving good. You're benefiting, and you know what? That's the thing about politicians. They pretend as though they really care, but after the election, I got an alderman. There's an elected official. One of his office can't even. Mr. Mitchell was his name. Alderman Mitchell can't even find him. Then they say he's there on certain night. I wanted to have a non-for-profit organization, try to get help and all that. But it's okay, because you know what? I go back to what I said, because Allah knows what I deserve and what I don't deserve. Okay. Kevin, I've been trying to get Kevin on the show for a long time. I hate to say it, but I have no trust in politicians anymore. Kevin, I have no trust in politicians at all. I don't, because once upon a time, I believed in the American dream. I believed that my politician, I really, really believed it. I take my hat off to that. I really believed that my politician had the interests of the people at their minds and in their souls. But I found out the hard way that, you know what, that they are in control. They're controlled, Kevin, and people that are listening. They are controlled by powers that the average person does not know anything about, because you know what? They're busy trying to survive and they're trying to make it in this society, in this dunya, in this culture. And I submit to everybody that's listening is, if I give my politician a $2 donation and their corporation gives them $100,000 or $50,000, who do you think that representative is going to listen to? Who? It ain't gonna be me, but they will make it seem like it's me during re-election time. But I have very little trust. Very little trust. But first of all, I put the trust in Allah, God, because you know what, man and woman will sell you short. But the thing is, Chicago, that is what's going on in Chicago. You know what? The climate for criminal activity is bad in Chicago, but there are some good police. There are bad police. But I will say is, if a police sits back and he actually knows what drug houses is, and he sits back and watches police, his partner do wrong and does not do anything to change, to have that behavior pattern modified, that person is no good. So that is what's going on in Chicago and New York. They're setting up a climate the way, you know what, they want things to be bad so they can eventually bring in the National Guards. And in Chicago, there's regentrification going on. Somebody probably said, what is regentrification? Okay, regentrification is moving in one group of people that are economically doing well and pushing out another group of people that are not economically doing well at all, to bring in a predominant group. And let me see. Kevin, you got something here. Politicians are going to follow the money. However, one corporation gives millions, does not eat with millions of people giving up the vote. Ain't no doubt about that, brother. You know, they don't have the best interest of the people in mind, because going back to the politician, even the presidential election, do you understand that the people that are running for president, they say that they are against lobbyists, but once they get in office and are sworn in, their offices are flooded by lobbyists giving donations to look out towards the best interests of multi-million-dollar corporations. Ain't no question about that. There's no question about that. You know, and that's true. But you know what? Getting back to Chicago, there's regentrification getting ready to take place in the United States, in Chicago, Illinois, and they're pushing a group of people out to bring in more affluent people that have money. And what they're doing is, and I think, damn it, it's like living on an Indian reservation. Okay. It's like almost like living on. I'm being sarcastic by saying it, because what they're doing is they're going up on the property taxes on the southeast side of Chicago, and people don't know what. I have to tell you geographically where it's located. Southeast side of Chicago is located right by the lakefront, right on the lakefront, and what happened is they're raising property taxes. And there's people that are barely, some people, not all, are barely making it right now. Then, I hate to say it, they're sending in building inspectors. Now, you tell me, damn it, what house is up to code just 75 years old? 100 years old or 50 years. So they're sending in building inspectors to inspect the outside to push you out, to bring in affluent people, okay? The people that have been in their homes for years. And they sending in building inspectors to come inside of the home to find whatever code violation that they can. Okay. What you say, Kevin? I'm trying to call. Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? I might have to put my other number. Okay. Let me see. That's the number. I'm going to turn my phone ringer all the way up. And you know what? So what they're doing is, you know what? A brother told me this, a reverend that I know. He said, brother, they've been doing it to poor and disenfranchised people for years, going up on the property taxes, to drive them out. They're making building inspections to see if your gutters or your roofs or your lights are okay. And then they say, you know what, if that doesn't work, you know what, we're going to go inside of their homes, because we know damn well that their homes are not up to the code, specific code violations, and they will have to go to court. And they said they're barely making it anyway. And this is what's going on in the United States that is going on in Chicago, Illinois. This is what's going on, you know. Who knows? I would have probably moved to the South if I knew something about like Mississippi, Tennessee, or something like that. And the thing is, this is going on, and it's very terrible. It's pushing out a whole group of people. And this is the type of games that they play in Chicago. They give big buildings like the Trump Towers, the Sears building, which is not the Sears building anymore. It's the Willis Towers. Okay. And what's the name of the hotel? The Blackstone Hotel. They give them big tax breaks. And it was on the news. I'm talking about property tax breaks. And this was on the news. And they put it on the backs of people that live in the inner city that are barely making it. But you know what? It was on the news, but they buried it. They buried it. See, this is what's going on in Chicago. See, you don't know. You look at Chicago on the map and you say, you know what, it is a very, very beautiful city. But you know what? You can say it's a beautiful city, but you know what? You got to remember something. You don't live here. You're looking at the structures and the beam and the tall buildings, but there's political things that are going on to hurt people that are economically oppressed, people that are just making it. They don't even have they don't have a lot of affordable housing, but this is to push you out and to bring in a group of people. And this is wrong. It's like, you know, they're going to have, you know what, our president was President Obama. And I think what I do is President Obama. And you know what happened is every president gets a library. Every president gets a library. Bush, Reagan got a library. And they're going to move the library on the southeast side of Chicago. Okay? And you know what? That's going to make the property taxes go up. It is bringing in new businesses into an area that could have used the TIF money before that happened. And it's hurting a lot of people. But I guess the new businesses that are coming in the casino that will be coming into Chicago, that access, that extra money could have been used for grants for people that was certain income to bring their house up to code. But that was never the purpose anyway. It was to push you out. And you know what, I feel so sorry for the people. You know what, because they're struggling. They're living. They're barely, some are barely making it, some are making it. Because see, what happened is the pandemic has affected a lot of people, but it's just not the pandemic. It's just that a lot of jobs have went overseas. And I submit to you that China is the new juggernaut. They're the giants. I don't believe that there's any manufacturing company that can compete with products that are made in China. I don't believe that. I'm not talking about in terms of the quality. I'm talking about in terms of mass production, in the cause and effect and the price to produce. And you know what? I believe that. I got a call, and I want to thank you. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
How you doing, Clifton? I'm doing okay. I could be better.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the speaker. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you. This a live show I'm doing, and hey man, you know what, brother? Thank you for calling, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I hate to bear some bad news, but right now, as we speak, I've been diagnosed with COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother.
Yesterday.
Sorry, brother.
And I don't feel terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I can feel myself getting better. I'm doing the necessary things to get myself back in order.
Alhamdulillah. And you know what? I'll be praying for you. I had the COVID, and I'm not at, you know what, like on YouTube, I'm not at liberty to just say what I really, really believe about the COVID. Because YouTube and all these groups, they try to ban you if you say you believe a certain thing about conspiracies. But I believe certain things. But like I said, YouTube is sort of tapped me on the back and said, "Hey man, you suspended."
Yeah, it's like a totalitarian type of thing with YouTube. And it's sad because we live in a country.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? Please call back, brother, because you know what? I don't know. You know what? I touched a certain thing on my phone. I touched something on my phone. So that wasn't them. That was me. So you know what? He said, you know what? Pray for the brother. The brother has COVID right now. You pray for him. Pray for him. And please, brother, call back, because what happened is I touched the wrong button, and that wasn't their fault. That was my fault. You know how these phones are so sensitive. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, brother.
But we're gonna leave that topic alone.
Okay. But brother, I would like to ask you. Brother, do you think that the climate in Chicago and New York and California are being intentionally being chaos so they can bring in the National Guards and then state a new world order?
Absolutely.
Why you say that?
Because I've been following these type of events for the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're talking about now is a topic that was brought up 10 to 15 years ago.
Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes.
You can kind of look at things and see politically it's starting to unfold and play out.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not a surprise about what you're actually talking about.
Yes.
With the knowledge that you have,
Yes.
and also myself, it's not surprising to me at all.
Yeah.
Because I've seen articles where the plan is to no longer have local and state police departments. Everything will be federalized under one federal department.
Yes. Yes.
That's part of the plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, a part of the plan also, which is something else you spoke on,
Yes.
with the properties.
Yes.
Okay. One of the plans that, some article that I read years ago
Mm-hmm.
is that there is to be no private property.
Yes. Yes.
None.
Yes.
So, of course, the have-nots are going to feel it first.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be the first wave to lose their home, which I'm kind of in that situation right now.
Yes. Yes.
Proud to have been said over 20 years that I'm a homeowner, but right now going through a legal process where the ownership of my home is hanging by like the thickness of a human hair right now.
Mm-hmm. Man,
and I'm supposed to be meeting to talk with some lawyers tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But everything is coming into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like brothers like Steve Coakley and Minister Farrakhan and Dr. Khalid Muhammad of the Nation Islam. Other people have said that too. And you know what? It's just evident that on the east side of Chicago, and I'm sure New York rent is so high, and California, and it's to push out people that are barely making it, to bring in affluent people. And regentification is real, because what house is up to code that's 75 or 50 years old? What house? What?
To be realistic with you, the numbers of those homes that would be up to code,
yes,
are usually individuals with a good salary, good income coming into the household,
mm-hmm.
Retirees and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like myself, I'm going to use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I had a county government job, and once that was gone, it's been a struggle ever since.
Yeah.
So there are some things that are in disarray and in disrepair in my home,
mm-hmm.
that if the inspectors came in, it would be shut down.
Yeah, and
it's plain and simple. I don't have no qualms in saying it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's part of a grand scheme of plan
mm-hmm.
to do exactly what you mentioned, which is gentrification in Chicago is spreading rapidly,
mm-hmm.
like a wildfire.
And I mean, and to the people that are listening, gentrification is moving out a group of people that may not be doing great economically, to bring in a group of people that dominate this society. You know what? Racially, I don't want to say nothing. I don't have nothing against white folks, but I'm just saying that's what's going on the east side of Chicago. Then with the Obama Library coming, you know what? That's going to exasperate. It's going to get worse. So you know what? It's a point to where, brother, they're calling building inspectors on us right now. Okay, they're starting with the outside and going in, but your aldermen, they got to know what's going on, but they don't care. They don't care.
Everything is connected, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
The system of white supremacy
has
gotten with big corporations who
Mhm.
have packed up, traded up their equipment, moved back to Europe,
Mhm.
moved across the
Yeah.
borders into Canada, moved across the southern border to Mexico,
Mhm.
moved all the manufacturing to China.
Mhm.
So the jobs that existed when our parents came up here in the Great Migration
Mhm.
in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, those type of manufacturing jobs are gone.
And never coming back. Never.
And the numbers that do exist does not affect us in the African American community, whereas we can go out and get these jobs and physically maintain properties like we used to
No.
back 30, 40 years ago.
No. No. And you know what? And I believe to people that are listening, my children will not have more than me. I believe that they won't. They will not have more than me.
That's by design.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's by design.
Mm-hmm.
And towards these politicians, I'm not ashamed to say that I voted for Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
What is ashamed to say it? Because after 8 years of Obama, and I voted for Obama twice,
Yeah.
in Obama's second term, that's when I found out the hard way that people of color don't mean black people.
No. No.
Black folks need to wake up to that. And now we're seeing it all over again with Mr. Biden. People of color does not mean black people. Because when people of color get the piece of the pie coming from the federal government, every color hand is getting a slice except for the black hand.
Well, black hands are getting crumbs, brother. They getting crumbs off the. You're right, though. You know what? With all due respect, I want people to understand that are listening to this. I'm not a prejudiced man, but you know what? But it's a what he's saying historically is correct. It's correct. Yeah, I just want the audience to understand that, and yeah, man, you are 100%, but it's not going to get any better because they're working. They have been working on a new world order agenda for a very long time, and that's what's going on in Chicago, New York, California, Tennessee, Arkansas. That is what's going on, man. And they want a new world order government, and you know what? But the masses of people are struggling and hurting is so dummied down. All to add to it, they don't know what the hell is going on. They're looking at Dancing with the Stars. They're looking at the football game. They can't even tell you the last book or substance that they read. And that's true. They take out critical thinking in the educational system to learn music, and even take out cursive writing, which helps you to think critically, to dumb down the school system. I'm going on another thing, man.
No. But see, you know what?
Yeah.
My favorite saying is that everything is connected.
Yeah.
So when you kind of go off onto these other different topics that branch off, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just everything, the way I see it, everything is connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, getting back to these black politicians,
yeah,
I personally got a bone to pick with them because they sit up, beg for our vote, especially these Democrats.
Yeah.
They beg for our vote.
Yeah.
Every 4 years.
Yeah.
Every 4 years we get nothing.
Yeah.
And we never wake up to it.
I mean, you got to blame the people for that, though. You got to blame the people. And you know what? And you got to blame the people for not holding Obama accountable. You can't blame Obama. I think it was Roosevelt. I think he told Martin Luther King or something like that. He said, I think it. I forget. I believe that you are right, but make me do it. I forgot the president though.
Well, that sounds like something that could have been said. I mean, sounds about right.
Yeah. So,
but the thing is, how long can we keep getting slapped in the face?
but I mean,
and, giving these people our vote, and they're sitting up here watching us getting gentrified out of our neighborhoods, and they're not saying a damn thing about it.
Brother, all I can tell you is from everything that I know about the Bible and Quran, things are not gonna get no better. And people that are listening, from what I know about the Bible and the Quran and Torah, things and it's not prophesied because man and woman has deviated off the path of God, brother. So it is not. I'm gonna repeat that. It is not going to get any better. If anybody understands theology, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just sad. Like I said, we touching on gentrification, we touching on politics, and then yes, this presidential library is gentrification on steroids. Now, a lot of people in that area, were Obama supporters. Poor, black, middle class, lower middle class, low income, and now a lot of them are being told within maybe a 2-mile radius, you got to go.
Oh yeah, ain't no question.
You got to go.
Brother, they east side of. I'm saying for the people that are listening, they're building inspectors that are looking at the outside and starting to come into homes. And I would say again, the people that listen, no home is up to code is 50 or 75 or 100 years old, and they know that. It's like living on an Indian reservation.
You don't have enough, and you don't have enough. Good paying jobs like it used to be. Although salaries are starting to go up because I ain't got an increase on my job, but look at the trickery that's behind it. We're making pretty good money now. But look at inflation and where it is right now. And we're just at the beginning bubble of it. We are just at the beginning doorstep of this hyperinflation. So the increase that I just got is really going to be set back like it was maybe 10 years ago when you look at the price of just goods, of everything being sold.
No, you can't compete with China, man. Because only way you can compete with China is the prison industrial complex in America. It's the only way you can compete. In my opinion.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. And cheap labor. This is one of the reasons why they flooding the immigrants in. Which I also seen articles 10, 15 years ago that when there is this reset that everybody's talking about now, that is going to play into what the dollar is worth, what human labor is worth.
The dollar ain't worth the dollar ain't worth nothing right now. The dollar's a fee. It's a fiat dollar. Fiat means it's so many in circulation, brother. It ain't worth nothing anyway. It ain't backed by nothing. When President Nixon took us off the gold standard, it ain't backed by nothing anyway.
That is true. That's true. But a lot of people don't know that the previous president that we had was trying to put us back on a gold standard. Okay? When you look at the way everybody attacked Donald Trump, and I'm not just saying I'm 1,000% for the man, but he was trying to do common sense stuff to get this country back on the track that it once was. But so many people were against him because he was against a certain faction of the New World Order.
I agree with that.
And I'm going to explain this right quick because, see, you have two factions that's really fighting against each other right now for rulership.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your cabal,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was versus the Templars.
Yes.
Most of your presidents came in under the cabal, which is hooked up with them other people over there in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Trump that came in as a rebel under the banner of the Templar, who wanted to do things a different way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because he wanted to do things a different way, although they both were leading to a new world order,
Mm-hmm.
the cabal didn't agree with the way Trump wanted to do it.
You know, but you know something. I believe Trump did some good things, but I believe he was bastard in some ways too. That I believe he was not statistic, and I'm not even saying the word correctly. And I believe that, you know what, I will always remember him making fun of a man that was handicapped, that had cerebral palsy. And you know what, and that was wrong. And you know what, at some point, I mean, I remember this. You know, I have somebody in my family that is similar to that. And you know what, he said he's going to hold his arm like he has cerebral palsy. He said that was over 20 years ago. And you know what, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's wrong.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Every president is going to do something good.
Yeah.
And they're going to have something on their record that's going to be tarnished.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, but I mean, when you talk about the insurrection that took place, and he sat back for a long time and didn't say anything, that was wrong. Because you know what? It's supposed to be a transfer. There's supposed to be a transfer of power in a democracy. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be when you look at things on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a large segment of people in this country,
Mm-hmm.
mostly white,
Mm-hmm.
who feel like the country has been betrayed,
Mm-hmm.
and that the Constitution is not being adhered to
Mm-hmm.
like it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed this with a lot of politicians, especially those at the presidential level. They'll sit up there and quote the Constitution and say this, that, and the other about it, like they're really abiding by it.
Mm-hmm.
And they pass presidential directives and orders that totally go against it. And a lot of people feel that that is a threat
Yeah.
to this society that we in.
Well, I have to tell you something, brother, and all them people that live every modern civilization, for what I understood, taking my classes, has fallen. This is gonna fall. I'm saying every modern civilization from the Roman Empire on back is falling, because what happened is the so-called elected officials became insensitive towards the needs of the people. And morally, it has collapsed. It has collapsed. It is not, with all due respect to anybody that's listening. That's why I say go to your creator, go to God, because all these material things, in the end, these things ain't gonna make no difference anyway. It really ain't.
Yeah, and that's true. Every civilization has fallen
Mm-hmm.
due to its own corruption from within.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. In the United States, and I love the United States. I fought for this country, but it's rotten and decay within. When you cause revolution around worlds and have leaders toppled for make it justifiable. And it's like what Malcolm said of the Nation of Islam, which I don't belong to. It's a matter of chickens coming home to roost, brother. And I believed it.
Yeah, that's what's happening. And like you just stated, the politicians that we vote for have become so insensitive to the needs of the people
Mm-hmm.
and to the Constitution that once they get elected, it's like they go in there like on a dictatorship.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You're following people that's sitting behind curtains and closed dark rooms, and you're following agendas
Yeah.
from organizations and stuff that's just satanic.
Yeah. I mean, we got. Excuse me for 1 second. We got something in the chat room. Mr. Israel, thank you for listening. He said, "Grace, peace, y'all. Good conversation, Brother Bradley. Always keep it simple. All praises to God a lot, brother. Thank you, brother. Go ahead. What was you saying now, brother? Thank you, Brother Israel. Go ahead, brother."
Well, like I said, this is what leads to my faith in not having faith in politicians, especially the ones that I've been voting for all my life,
Yeah.
which are Democrats, because all these people get into office, and it's like, instead of by the people, of the people, for the people, it's about these people behind the curtain whose agenda, who has the big money, that's who we are going to serve.
Like the Wizard of Oz. I know, brother. But you know, to people that are listening, I believe that whether it's Republican or Democrat, there's a revolution that takes place every 4 years. But the same people at the apex, at the top, are in control. It's the rich families that run this nation. The oligarchs are rich families. The Rockefellers, the De Beers, the J.P. Morgans, the Warren Buffetts. Those are the ones that run this country, no matter who gets in. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it don't make no difference anyway. It don't. You know.
I don't know, man. It's like something's gonna give. It's not gonna get good. It's gonna get worse before anything gets better.
Yeah.
And you know, you just look at what's going on. We got, like I said, this virus thing. They don't plan for this to go nowhere no time soon.
No.
And a lot of politicians have probably politicized this thing, and they're using this sickness and this virus as a means of political control.
Of course.
Okay? That's one of the things that's helping to bring this new world order in.
Yeah.
This virus.
Yeah.
And it's just sad, man, because it's like it's being used to take everything down. Nothing will never be the same.
No, your grandkids will not have more. Your grandkids will not have more than you, brother. They won't. And they're gonna have to make a decision over whether they're gonna have a chip implanted in them, which is the mark of the. They're gonna be ostracized from the society and culture, just like you can't go certain places, but if you ain't got proof that you took that shot. So if they don't get that chip in them, that's a pretext. That's an example. Okay?
It's a lot more I want to say about that. But I don't want to mysteriously get the phone shut off again. But like I said, you know, right now, you know, just yesterday my results came in, and it's kind of hurting me because I'm out of work until, you know, my results come back positive. But I guess the great thing about it is I don't feel terrible.
Yes.
You know, you hear me talking to you on the phone.
Yes.
I don't feel terrible. It's been times I've been way 10 times more sicker than what I am right now.
Yeah.
But as far as, I said, okay, well, my thing came back positive. So what's next? What do I do?
Isolation.
Just isolation. So you mean to tell me, as bad as this virus is, all you gotta do is just stay in the house for like 2 weeks, and you'll be just as great as new?
That's what I did. That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did, and that's what I did, and I stayed in isolation, because I didn't want to jeopardize anybody else. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't say what it really is. It's about controlling somebody, but I'm not gonna say what I think it really is because YouTube gave me a warning.
I agree with you. I mean, you have an obligation, because I had some family here for the New Year and Christmas, and luckily I was able to do like a video chat on the phone. But last 2 days, I'm glad I didn't go around them.
Yeah.
Because it was a little boy I love dearly, man, my little nephew, and I didn't want him to get sick.
No.
But the strange thing about it is that as serious as it is,
yeah,
all you gotta do is sit in the house and take vitamin C and drink water, and you're gonna be fine. That don't even sound right.
Man, the way YouTube treated me, I don't even want to say nothing. All I can say is, if you wanted to, I guess you could say they got me trained. You take the shot if you want to, or you don't want to take the shot. They spanked me, brother.
The thing is, I hate the fact that they use people that look just like us to promote this to us.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. That's what's disturbing to me. And these same people who we vote for will be seen out in public with no mask on, no social distancing, but yet you telling a whole population of people what they got to do and what they shouldn't be doing, but you on camera when you think nobody can see you, and you out living it up like it ain't nothing going on.
It's gonna get worse, my brother. You got a comment in the chat room saying you are very studious in your dialogue, Mr. Israel. Yeah. Thank you, brother, Mr. Israel. But you know what, brother? It ain't gonna get no better. It's not. I'm saying it for different reasons, because I know what's prophesied. I don't know everything that's prophesied, but I know what's prophesied. And I go back to what I originally said: the man and woman has deviated off the path of God, brother. They same sex thing, people living together, they ain't married, people drinking, people drinking alcohol, people smoking weed, opioids are legal, weed is legal. So, but y'all want to do it, because you know what? I ain't your God. I ain't got a heaven or hell to put you in,
Let me say something about that, because I saw this coming years ago, along with all the things we're talking about now. Years ago. Somebody did the math a long time ago when it comes to this weed thing.
Yeah.
They did the math a long time ago. And I said to myself about 10 years ago, I said, by the time they make weed legal, everybody's going to be so blown. And that's when all the people in Washington, D.C. is going to be getting over passing all kinds of unconstitutional, unlawful laws, because the public will be so stoned that they have no idea what's going on.
That's correct. That's correct. As a I'm gonna say, I don't know what nobody else's religion is, but as a Muslim, I don't advocate it. And I hate to steal Minister Farrakhan's words. I don't talk that type of foolishness. I don't believe in that. None of this stuff, man. So the society is going down. And you know what? And I feel very sorry for my grandkids and other grandkids because you know what? I have more days in back of me than in front of me. And I try to talk to them, but they say, man, I'm crazy, I'm old, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But you know what? Hey man, you know, your kids don't want to listen. But you know what?
No, well,
Some.
to a certain extent.
Some.
To
Yeah.
a certain extent.
Yeah.
They hear you.
Yeah.
It's just that nothing, that golden foot has not kicked them in the behind yet to make them see that what you're saying has substance to it yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when it does, then they'll remember what you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll remember what you were trying to say. See, right now they can write you off as being crazy or
Yeah.
you're saying something that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
But when the time comes and the reality gets so real that it's really kicking you in the butt, you know, oh, that's what he meant by that. That's what he meant when he was saying this, that, and the other.
Yeah. But you know what? But I mean, but brother, it ain't gonna make no. You know what? It ain't gonna help because their FEMA camps already set up already. I know this. I know this. There are FEMA camps that are already set up for once the people become disruptive in the streets and people can't afford to live in their homes, they're going to crowd the streets, and the FEMA camps are for the people. Now, I'm not going to say on that what they're going to do to the people. I already know already. Okay? Well, you know what Hitler did to the people. That's all I'm going to say.
All a different purpose, just like the ones in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Some for experiments, some were for just labor.
Yeah.
Some were
I know.
for death.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, we picked up right where they left off at.
yeah. So let me read this right here. So the humanitarian narrative is sparing the spiritual doctrines along the line of the point of contention that Brother C laid out. Man versus God. What do you think about that? Man versus God. Are they trying to be God?
Well, yeah, we got people down here that's trying to be God. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah.
They're trying to play God with their technology, scientific experiments, cloning, stem cell research. That's exactly what some people are doing with those type of things. They're playing God.
Yeah.
And if it's man versus God, man will never win.
No, you see, this is, I don't know if you know this, man, with artificial intelligence. I was looking at something on Facebook to the people that are listening. They have robots that look like humans. The lady came home, she had a hard day. And guess what was in bed? The robot was in bed and rubbed on the back and said, baby, I know you had a hard day.
I've heard a lot of stories about robots and the artificial intelligence. And it's getting so realistic that you almost can't tell.
No.
And it's kind of scary. It's kind of what the 5G is about.
Yeah.
It could be connected with the jab, to the point whereas, they have, I've seen articles where they say you can actually go outside and think about an Uber and one will actually pull up.
Alhamdulillah.
Without you even using your cell phone.
Yeah.
That's how powerful the 5G is.
Yeah. Well, see,
okay.
Yeah, but you know what, brother? About the 5G technology. If you notice one thing, and the people that are listening to this broadcast, This is coming from the United States of America, Chicago, Illinois. This is what's going on in the United States. While they were putting up the 5G technology, 5G towers, do you notice everybody was in lockdown during the virus? Do you notice that? And you know what? Under normal circumstances, people would have been out protesting because there are birds that fly past 5G towers and have come down, flocks of them, and it would have been people out there protesting. But they put them up, a lot of them up, while people were inside their homes during a lockdown. But see, the news didn't report that though.
There were times in 2020
Mm-hmm.
when we were on lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And I took videos of this, and I was going to do a video on YouTube about it, but I never did it. I took my videos, I wiped them out.
Mm-hmm.
But what I noticed in 2020
Mm-hmm.
is that while we were on lockdown,
Yeah.
telephone crews like AT&T,
Mm-hmm.
all kind of communication companies were putting up all kinds of devices on these telephone poles
Mm-hmm.
in the alley.
Yeah.
And I took pictures of a lot of them. I took videos of them. And I'm like, what is all this technology that they putting up on these boxes with cables and look like radar domes and stuff? And all this was happening when we were on that first lockdown in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what Brother Israel said? It's gonna be worse as a FEMA camp. It's gonna be like an Armageddon. Scale climate.
Like you said, the flocks of birds fly by, and the radiation in them is so hard, it's so powerful that it just 120 birds will just fall out the sky. The scary thing about it is though, even though it's technology they saying it should help us, it can also be weaponized against us.
It already is. They got a program called HARP. I don't know if you heard of HARP. HARRP. I want people to look that up. That will not control, manipulate the ionosphere to cause storms and hurricanes in Alaska. Okay, so you don't need a weapon. You can use a storm or tsunami, brother. I don't know if you ever heard of HARP.
It's been weaponized.
So yeah,
China knows that we have the technology to do it.
yeah.
Remember when they had the Beijing Olympics? I think this was back when George Bush Jr. was in office.
Mm-hmm.
And just before the Olympics, they had a big earthquake and a flood over there.
Yeah.
And China accused us of using that weapon on them.
Yeah. But you know, yeah. I mean, it don't surprise me. I'm gonna put a link to HARP in the chat room so people could not think I am crazy. It is, but HARP is a weather. It is something that shoots up ions into the ionosphere. And if you understand science, you can make storms, you can make tornadoes, all this. But a lot of people, they don't know because they don't read. They don't read.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and then when you try to tell them, like you say, they write you off as being nuts. But HARP is real.
Yeah.
You look at some of the characteristics of some of the last major hurricanes we had, like the one that was hit Houston a couple of years ago. The doggone thing came in and went back and came back in and went back out. They control it just like a drone.
Yeah, I know. And like I said,
You know,
but the people are not critical thinkers, and they don't understand. And you know what?
what it's going to take for people to wake up?
Pain.
I don't know what it's going to take.
Pain. Pain, brother.
I think, pain. Pain. But I don't know what it's going to take because by the time some people realize what's going on, they'll be dead.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, see how people die from a lack of knowledge anyway, according to the scripture. I'm not, I know that's in the Bible. I'm not a Christian, but how people die is truth, though. How people die from a lack of knowledge. Actually, that's what's going on in the United States of America and worldwide. And they're being hurt in the diaspora in Africa right now. They can't even plant certain things in Africa unless they use genetically modified seeds by Monsanto's. But the average person, they don't know that because they don't read. They don't read.
Yeah.
They don't read.
Basically, there's nothing you put in your body that's really organic anymore.
No.
Even if you eat vegetables and fruits,
Mm-hmm.
and I've noticed for years that strawberries don't taste nothing like they used to when I was a kid.
No.
Strawberries not even sweet no more.
No. So these things, in the average person, if you tell them about Planned Parenthood by Bill Gates Foundation, they don't understand that there are women that are being paid to be sterilized in the diaspora. But you know what? But a dumb, ignorant person, they would have, like what we talking about, and they don't know what we're talking about. They don't know. And you know what? This is this is the reason why I do the Underground Railroad television show. That is one of the reasons. So that's one of the reasons. I do this because I'm passionate about it. And you know what? I care because I'm up at almost 12 o'clock at night. I can be off sleep, but you know what? I care. I care, man.
I think one of the things that will wake people up is that people who have the knowledge need to stop baby talking and being afraid of saying what it is they need to say, whether people are going to understand it or not.
Yes.
Because we at a time right now where things are moving so fast.
Yeah.
That somebody who don't know what we're talking about,
yeah,
they're just going to have to jump in and start doing their own research based on what they're hearing us say, so they can get up to speed. Because there's too many other people, like in certain positions. We got certain pastors of churches, but you got these big congregations.
Yeah, man.
They sit up there really talking about nothing every Sunday.
Brother.
If those people can take the knowledge that they really have and start talking to their congregations like me and you talking right now, more people can probably wake up sooner and faster.
I agree, but you know what? I don't think that's gonna happen because you know what? They're benefiting from that collection plate every single Sunday. And you know what? They can say they give a DAM, but they don't care, brother. Because you know what? They made the dunya out of earth their heaven. Okay? They made the earth their heaven, not even thinking about the hereafter. Because again, all these things ain't gonna make no difference anyway. All I'm trying to do is just try to, actually, man, I would love for somebody to come to Islam because of what I do, but people got a right to come to whatever religion they want to. But as a Muslim, I want people to come to the religion if I can give some type of light because I get a good deed for that. And you know what? That deed may keep me from the hellfires. I know that sounds strange, brother.
No, I mean, but everybody, as far as I'm concerned,
yeah,
I respect whatever anybody's belief is.
Yeah.
It's different from my own because in the end, it all comes down to like one thing, the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I respect what you're saying with that. And but the thing is, like I said, so many people are ignorant to things.
Yeah.
And this is where the cliche comes in, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And right now our government loves our ignorance because it gives them the bliss to do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't know, a majority of us don't know what's going on.
No, they don't know what's going on. Don't read. You're not a critical thinker. There's sheep and you can sheep. And you know what? These sheep are being led to slaughter, brother. Like I said, go back to the FEMA camps. The FEMA camps exist. Look that up. I'm gonna put that link in the chat room so somebody can understand. Somebody don't understand what a FEMA camp is. I set up. And like I said, it's gonna be so many people on the streets. And it's gonna be so much chaos, and they're gonna put the people in the FEMA camps, and they're gonna be people that's gonna refuse to put the microchip in their hands, so they can have more control over them. And it's very sad.
Man, I've been following this thing with the camps once again for the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2005. And of course, yeah, we know them as FEMA camps, but you can believe that by the time they open the gates full swing on these places, they're going to have a different code name for them. And it's going to sound real nice and sweet. Like, instead of FEMA camp, it'll be called Residential Living Centers.
Yeah.
You know, something really nice.
Yeah.
Going to a state, you know, for all the people to go that's going to get food and all the medical health care they need. And you're going to learn trades while you're in there. You're going to learn job skills and all that kind of. They're going to make it sweet. They're going to make it sweet and rub to them.
Well, that's what the devil always do, brother. The devil know what you like, brother. I was discussing for people that are listening to this broadcast. It ain't gonna be nothing for them to convince a person to put a RDF chip in the index finger. Because you know what? If I pay Michael Jordan a couple $1 million or Lady Gaga, you know how many followers they got, and ask them to put the chip in it and put a little stripe going down the middle, what you think they followers gonna do, brother? So all of these people, all of these stars that you are glamorize, they fighting to lead the world just the way it is, because they benefit.
Malcolm X warned us about the athletes and the movie stars 50 years ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the enemy is listening to this broadcast right now. But you know what? We ain't doing nothing against the law anyway.
Yeah, I mean, other than thinking, right now, I think thinking is a lawful act right now.
Yeah, I mean, because don't think Homeland Security or CIA is not listening. I haven't listened for a couple minutes to this conversation. But you know what? But I would say if y'all listening, y'all plan, but Allah plans. And you know what? Allah has the best plan. And you know what? Y'all can't stop y'all have the technology. I'm talking to them now. But you don't have the power to stop the will of God. You don't have that power. You don't have the juice. No matter how many informants you send into the mosque, pictures you take of people going to the mosques, spies, COINTELPRO, you don't have the power. You know, so hope I didn't say nothing wrong.
You know what, Cliff? I realized in all the knowledge that I've been gaining in the last 10, 15 years, death is not the end, it's the beginning. No. It's the beginning, man.
Yeah.
There's another life behind this one we got that we in right now.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
And regardless to your religious beliefs, regardless to what anybody who's listening, we all hear stories about this place called heaven or happens when you leave here. So right now, I mean, based on some things that I've been studying and following, death is not the end; it's the beginning.
No, and no question.
Not trying to put the wrong ideas in nobody's head, but this is just my thing that I accept, that a small fraction of other people may accept. It's not the end; it's the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. Brothers put in the chat room, death camps in America, lessons from, I don't know what that is, Dolce, but what you're saying is correct. Thank you, brother. What you're saying is correct. I mean, and I want to say to the enemy that's listening, I'm not advocating violence, blowing up, nothing like that. I'm not advocating that. But Allah's will is going to be done. No matter. I'm gonna say,
These people, you don't have to make no disclaimers. These people are smart enough to know what you're saying.
Yes,
You don't need no disclaimer for that. Well, they know what you're saying and what you ain't saying. So
yeah.
hell with them.
Yes.
Hell with them.
Yeah, so for people that are listening, this is the United States, Chicago. This is what is going on in the United States of America. You know what? Whether they block this broadcast or throw it off later on, whatever. You know what? They cannot stop the will of Allah. They cannot. Homeland Security, CIA, police, Mossad, KGB. You cannot stop the will of Allah. You don't have the power. My grandmama used to say,
I believe that a lot of the stuff that's happening, even though it's coming through certain people, certain organizations, certain groups, a lot of it is happening because the Most High is allowing it to happen.
Oh, of course. Of course. But the evil ones are going, Allah is going to take care of the evil ones. So when Jesus come back, peace and blessings be upon him. I'm not going to say what his mission is because some people might not like that. But when Jesus come back, everything going to be rectified, brother. Everything. And like I said, I want to say this to the people out there. They're doing some bad things to the mosques in Chicago. I mean, you go in the Mosque del Farouk at 89th of Stony Island. Sometimes they take pictures of us going inside of the mosque. But imams know the mosques have been infiltrated to the enemy. But you know what? Can't stop the growth of Islam. And I want to thank President Biden for letting more Muslims come into the United States of America, and they will be able to deposit seeds. And Muslims that are coming in, since Chicago is a sanctuary city, where you can give funds, you can get help. I didn't believe in sanctuary city, but since I'm told there are Muslims that are taking advantage of the sanctuary city money, come on to Chicago. Come on with your deen, come on with your faith, come on, because this is a sanctuary city. And spread the word. Spread the word. Spread the word. I'm saying it to the Muslims out there and the Mexicans and the Spanish. You know what? Spread the word. You know what? Since they want to give the money, cool. But you know what? Muslims that are listening out there, you can get help in Chicago. And you ain't even got to be documented. I need to put that message out, brother.
Well, they're going to find out the resources and where to go and what to do and everything. It's going to be laid out for them, right? You know?
But they might just need to hear somebody say it, though, brother. Somebody.
Anything helps.
No, that's it. I think I'm going to end this broadcast. And brother, you've been a great guest. And you know what, brother Israel and everybody that is listening, you know what? Times are going to get rougher. You know what? Seek refuge in your Creator. But I will always say seek refuge in Allah. And these things in the dunya, in this earth, your cars, your money, your fame, your status, All that ain't gonna make no difference in the end on the day of Yamakiyama, on the day of judgment. Once Gabriel comes back and blow that horn, everybody's gonna be waking up from their death, their graves, and they're gonna be standing in line to be judged. So be careful how you treat somebody. And the people that you think the least of, you know what? Don't do that. You know what? Because don't do that, because that may be the very person that may help you to save your soul. You know. So so I'll say, and watch my, and I'm gonna ask people. I have a PayPal donation thing. If donation link, if you want to make a donation, please to the to my show to help this platform to grow. I'm gonna put that in the description, and so I can make better and better shows. But if you don't want to give me a donation, it's okay, because I'm already blessed. Because Allah knows what I deserve and what I don't deserve. So, but say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for me. And you know what? I ain't turning down no prayers. So brother, you got anything you would like to say? Finish as we finish this off. And thank you, brother. Thank you for joining the broadcast, brother.
My thing is, it's just so many things, because so many things are connected, but kind of getting back to the subject, this gentrification is happening like wildfire in Chicago. Now the fact that they're talking about putting a casino at the McCormick Place, that's just going to make all the lakefront property skyrocket and boom. And South Shores in the crosshairs of that.
I got news for you, brother. They ain't gonna put it there. You know where they gonna put it at? On the east side of Chicago, where there's vacant land around 79th in South Shore Drive, brother. That was in their plan years ago, brother.
Yeah, that's true. But I just heard the mayor say something like a week ago about putting it around that McCormick area somewhere.
The lady on that podium follow orders, brother. Believe me.
You're right about that.
She follow orders, and she's gonna do what she's told. Believe me, brother. Because believe me, I'm gonna share something. Alderman Jones. I don't know if you remember Alderman Jones. He was an alderman in Chicago. And he said one thing. He said it was an alderman that came to him and said, "Why do you raise so much hell?" He said, "You see me?" I say, "Yeah and nay." And then he pointed at Mayor Daley, was up there. He said, "See that man up there at that podium? Even he follow orders, brother. He's doing exactly as he's told, but he's grandstanding to make it seem like he's doing it on his own." He said, "Everybody follows orders, brother."
That's machine power.
So it don't make no difference in what they say. Just like they following orders, brother. Believe me, they are following orders. They're doing what they're told, and they will be replaced, indicted. And don't think that they ain't got a dossier on them, a file on them, brother, to get rid of. They can get rid of them anytime they want to. Believe me, brother.
That is very true.
So
anybody who remember who was the guy who used to be the speaker?
You talking about Michael Madigan? Yeah.
Madigan, he was the top man. A lot of people think Daley was. It wasn't him.
No, brother.
It wasn't him. It was old man Madigan downstate. Now I don't think he's in office anymore, but
no, he's not in office. No. It don't make no difference, because they have somebody. Well, it don't make no difference because the same people still in control anyway.
You know what? Let me hit you up on something, the people that's listening.
Yes.
You said now just because somebody not holding public office anymore,
yeah,
that don't mean they still ain't wielding power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me let you know a signal that let people know, or let me know who's really running things here still. It's so often when you drive downtown at night, see them antennas on top of that Sears Tower lit up green?
Yep, the send signals.
That let you know who runs shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Let you know that the Irish is still running things in Chicago.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question.
Regardless of who's sitting on the fifth floor.
It don't make no difference. It's just like your president. Your president ain't really the one that called the shots. But you know, one thing I disagree with, so I was talking about Obama in Libya. They said, man, what could he do? You know what? He could have stepped away and said, you know what, it's immoral what happened in Libya. I'm not going to participate in it. That's what he could have done. That's my humble opinion. That's my humble opinion. But you know what? Allah gonna take, well, I'm not even gonna say. Okay, but brother, you got anything else you want to say? Because I'm gonna end in this broadcast, brother. I think you know what, brother. I thank you for engaging. I thank you, and I say that humbly, brother. Humbly.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We need to stand up and fight towards this gentrification, man, because it's depleting our communities rapidly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people are playing ignorant to it. And I think one of the most disturbing things is that there's a lot of us who know it's happening and we just want to look the other way.
Mm-hmm.
This gentrification thing is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of components and a lot of factors connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from crime that goes on, that's allowed to go on, the lack of jobs, the lack of good paying, gainfully employed jobs. And this is what, you you got people at an age now, the baby boomers that are dying and leaving properties to family members that can't manage it and can't keep it, and they're losing. And gentrification is like one of our number one biggest foes now in the African American community in Chicago.
Absolutely. Brother, I got Ann Key left me a message. I said, I hope you take your own advice and read. Yeah, I read. And I'm not going to get mad about what did that statement, because that could have been taken any way. But you know what? I read. It's a statement in the chat room. That's how I'm able to configure and come to conclusions and sit down and map and plan a show. I read to get information and knowledge. Maybe not what you read, but I read though. But thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, brother, I thank you, brother. And Allah's will, I hope that we can do this again, inshallah, if this is the will of Allah.
Without a doubt.
Okay, man. I want to tell everybody, what this is what's going on in the United States of America. This is what's going on in Chicago. Many people I talk to believe that there's precedents for National Guards to come to Chicago and set up a new world order system. And they're working. And at some point, people, just like they have to get shots, they're going to have to make a decision over whether to get an RDF chip in their finger. And I'll be ostracized from society. So those are decisions. And I can't tell you what to do. I mean, all I could do is tell you just go to your heart, you go to the God of your belief, your understanding, but that's what's coming. And I just feel sorry for my grandkids, your grandkids, because they don't understand. But as long as I can beat the drums like my ancestors did in Africa to disseminate information, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that until my career, and I'm going to do that until my creator tells me not to do it. If my creator told me tomorrow not to do it, I'll stop doing it. Because Allah may be preparing me for something that ain't even got nothing to do with this. So if I can't be a good steward over this, I can't be a good steward over what may be waiting for me. I don't know. Only Allah knows. So I want to, say shalom and assalamu alaikum to everybody. Assalamu alaikum, me. Peace and blessings be upon you. And like I say, if you like the broadcast, share it. If you can make a donation to help this platform to grow, beautiful. If you can't make a donation, you know what? That's okay too. Say a prayer for me, and as I endeavor to make better and better content to disseminate to the people, So, but again, I can ask for a donation, but I know that I'm not going to get any more than what Allah wants me to get, and that'll be sufficient. Whatever Allah wants me to have. So I want to thank everybody, and thank you too, brother. Thank you again. Okay. All right. All right. God bless you, brother. Salaam alaikum.